Monday energy checkup. You know, I just want to point out that I'm going to try something. I'd be laughing about you guys in your tarot reads. I'm going to read the tarot, but I was like, I want to figure this out. I want to see how you do this. There's nothing I can't do. I'll do everything better than you. I just never tried to be like you. And the only reason I can't do it is because I get all in my feelings every time I pull one of those cards in the essence of love. But I'm going to try to do like one of these goofy-ass readings like these motherfuckers be doing. In order to keep up with me, you wanted to see what I posted on my community page. Bro, it just melted. I just met a parrot. You like a real parrot? Yeah, bro. So cool. Fucking elevator opens. These people get off and I hear I heard a bird screech, bro. I jump off the elevator and there he is on the table waiting for the elevator to go down. And I'm like, oh my God, Becky, tell me all about your bird. She's like, do you live here? No, I got through fucking security. Like, I'm just a fucking guest when there's no guests at all, whatever. I snuck through security to come up here and hostilely you about your bird. That's what I found a little bit idiotic. But anyways, going back to it, tell me all about your bird. I was like, you know, I'm a high priestess. And that's a Holy Spirit. And that Holy Spirit incarnated in the form of a bird so it could always be with your family. That's such an amazing sacrifice. That bird is going to be with your family till the end. It took that form so it could be with your family. I think that's amazing. I have so many questions for you and the bird. And the kid's like, he talks. Like he's going to answer my questions. Again, I'm all wise, but I'm very ignorant. Like, what the fuck are you bothering me with this shit for, bitch? Well, let me tell you. On Monday, the birds talk to me. I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I'm your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, messenger of God, a whole big-ass, first-ass child of God with lots of questions. I am the LILITH reincarnated. Hey, how are ya? Nice to meet ya. Meet to nice ya. In order to keep up with me, you would have seen what I posted also, my videos. There were some heavy-duty videos. I just got through them. Like both of them, I was like, not back to back, no, but I got through them and I was like, dang, there's a lot of healing that came out in those videos. Ultimately, what it is it's never-ending story because we're always going into the dark night of the soul and taking people into there. I take myself in there, but I take you in there with me, and you get lost in your own feelings. And I also show you how to get out of it. You know, in the video, I show you how to go into my deep, dark feelings, trigger yours, show you how I get out, and leave you with yours, and hope to God that you get out of there alive. Welcome! I'm your hostess with the mostest. I want to try something. Gosh, I say his name, and, you know, so shall the devil appear. I was talking about Oscar in my last video. And I was talking about, you know, he ain't got no taste in women. Even though he's tasted all the women around the world, I was like, you ain't tasted this. I never know. And anyways, I said that, and then sure enough, dude, as soon as I went to upload the video, there he is. Ta-da! And this fucking shit. I'm like, oh shit. Let's hear what you're talking about. Let's see how triggered how many minutes of you I can stand. It's just endurance. Can you handle this? No, not today. Not today, Satan. But then sometimes it's like, all right, let's see how unhealed I am. It has really nothing to do with you. How much of your shit can I tolerate? I have to get better at this. Anyways, going back to it, I couldn't tolerate too much shit. I don't know what the outcome of my stagnant relationship is. I can tell you it's not stagnancy. It always ends the same. I move on. That's how that goes. I can tell you how that went. Oh, here's that card you pulled. The bitch done felt out. I was once like you. I was going to say something stupid. Let's check in on our love reading. Where's our current energy? Motherfuck you. Motherfuck you, not me. You came for this? Good thing YouTube doesn't pay for me to talk to you like this. God does. And that's even worse. If that wasn't even worse, I turned to the hangman. They're both stuck. Stuck like Chuck. Hanging like what the fuck. Hey, drop the beat. Oh, chicka wow wow. Alright, Eight of Swords is a funny story. I laugh about it because I'm like, don't be that dumb bitch. But I've been that dumb bitch. I've been you. You don't need to be this, dude. You need to get the fuck up. I heard it. Kelly was talking about you, Bobby. I can tell who they're talking about down to this toxic ex. Dude, my exes from Texas, that dude, bro, psycho. Dude, he's that extra level psycho that's in those videos. How do I know? Because they come out in my videos, bro. And that's even my first ex came out. Because why? Because motherfucking, Oscar the Grouch is over there in Mexico raising up all my Mexican inheritance. My Mexican karma. Anyways, memories and all. And so we had, arroz con leche, some fucking birria tacos, got over the memories, and, it was a happy snappy. But apparently that's not what's going on with you guys. I heard it. And, you're stuck. And I tried to show you that's what I was, the whole 2 videos before this was about. Why can't I find my swords? Because they're in the beginning. You're stuck because you don't, that's the hangman, is like, you have to make a choice. You have to figure out what you're not going to know what's best for you until you make your choice. But sitting around, scared to make this choice is stupid. You're facing, let's start from simplistics. We'll use Bobby for an example. And yes, I might be biased because I'm so close to the situation and they're talking about it in the videos. I was once like you. All I did was try to deny it. Because, I didn't want to deal with the repercussions of what would happen if I just, went for what I wanted. And that goes back to 5 years ago, there, Bobby. I sacrificed for you in the very beginning. I've always been very self-sacrificing for you. You know what I mean? I really liked him. Then this girl comes out of fucking nowhere, literally, Texas. Says, surprise! I have a baby, and you're the father. And you looked at this beautiful baby, and you were like, you are the father. End of game. I don't want to be part of this game. I can't even, dude. Oh, fuck. And I just really saw myself in this girl, like, she needs a father for her child, and he's a good guy, and I should just get the fuck out of this situation. Yeah, that's how it happened first time. Now you go back, 5 years later, he comes up, oh, dude, he's married, and he's the father of her child, and this one, and he's doing all this shit. You should just get the fuck out of there. Yeah, I tried that. You know what I mean? And in the sense of, and that's where it is, it's like, you're not going to make me feel bad for finally facing the fear and just acting in it. Because it's not going anywhere. So he sits there with this, you don't have to talk to me, I'm fucking psychic. And if I wasn't, they're telling your stories on the fucking internet. I'm like, no, it's not, whatever. Anyways, going back to it, it's like he sits there with this absolute desire, but he thinks about nothing but, the consequences of, what would happen. Or what would happen last time? Did she watch my video? Tell her to stop watching me and she won't get her feelings hurt. Ultimately. Did she not forgive you? Did she take away your children? He wants to be with me, but he doesn't want to lose everything trying to be with me because he's afraid he'll lose everything. You're going to have to find out. Or you're going to just have to sit there with that longing forever. And it's painful. I didn't do it the other day when they told me, but I did it today. They told me to drive by where we met. I didn't do it the other day, but I did it today by myself. It's like, I can't put this off. I can, for only so long. And I'm not sure if that's just twin flame or if that's just, the past coming to haunt people. I can only speak from my experiences because nobody else has a fucking mouth. It's filled with lies, I suppose. But anyways, going back to it, it's like you don't really know what's going to happen. And that's what I asked him in the beginning. I was like, well, did God curse your family and ruin your marriage for messing with me the last time? And he's like, no. Then, you know what I mean? Why would he, if God is calling us to each other, and we know that, you know what I mean? Like, isn't he going to take care of us if we actually do what he says? And that was the very first thing I said to him in the beginning when this all arose. And it's the same conversation. All right, you sit there denying God's calling and your heart's calling. I'll keep feeding into this bullshit just so I can be free from the fucking torture of it. And we'll see how, this goes. In the sense of, I can't deny myself, talking to Russ, popping up within fucking 10 to fucking 20 minutes every time he, I can't deny my heart's knowing that that he's calling me. You know what I mean? I can work through my feelings of why I don't want to actually, answer that calling, but I can't deny it. And then right after, Ellie, such a cunt, Ellie. I was like, look at me and my grass. I sit outside all the time. Talking about, Russ would never go for a walk in the park. And then Allie's like, look at, I sit in the grass. You want to come sit? Shut up, Allie. I kept calling you and you were too scared too. Like, what would people say? I don't know. Let's find out. Are they going to say something that we didn't think they would say? Is it going to hurt us? So? And? At least you're getting laid. At least you have a friend. At least you're, you know what I mean? I don't know. Whatever. Eight of Swords and shit. It means, like, you're waiting for someone to come rescue you out of a situation. What do you want me to do? You want me to fight your wife? What the fuck is that going to do? That's really going to make me and the whole situation look bad, bro. What am I supposed to do? This is all on you. And that's what this is. This is a whole stupid-ass story. I don't want to tell you her whole story. Anyways, here it is. Why don't you rescue yourself? Don't be silly. I have to wait for my husband to do it for me. Shaking his head, the fool wanders on. The Eight of Swords is a card of bondage and constraint. Whether the cause of this is an illness, disability, or dead-end job, a troubled relationship, or financial circumstances, you may be feeling lonely and isolated. The dilemma is self-created, as the restrictions lie within your own mind. It is a bondage of your own fears and self-limitations, meaning I can't do this. There's many things I thought I couldn't do, and there's many things I still think I can't do. But when the time is right, I can do it. You can do it. You're just afraid of what will happen when you do it. Fuck around and find out. If there was ever a motive, or a Lilith saying, fuck around and find out. It's not about winning or losing. It's about finding out what it feels like to do such things. Your bondage is your own fears and self-limitations, and need to be banished. And that's what I always say when it comes to a relationship. I'm about to say to you what I said to Tree and everyone before you. Leave her. She'll fucking take you back if this isn't what you wanted. Tree was in so much fucking bondage with this girl, dude. And it wasn't even serious, bro. Like, he had a whole nother baby mama and everybody else chasing him, but it was all, you know, he just liked to stay at that spot. I'm like, bro, you could just leave her. Come stay at my spot. Like, I know you rejected me, but I still have a nice house and you could come stay at my spot. And if it don't work, then I'm sure the bitch will take you back, but at least you could find out what it feels like to be free and have, you know, set yourself up. He didn't. He went back to his baby mama instead. Tried to put on being daddy. The first thing he ran from. How's that working out for you there, Tree? You don't have to be there to be a dad. You have to be in their lives. We talk a lot about, you know what I mean, the relationships we have with our parents, but there's people that grew up, you know, like Russ. They grew up never, you know what I mean? And that's what Bobby said. There was no separation in his house. They just put, you know what I mean, they just didn't think about the kids is what he said. Something similar like that or something. But in the sense of some people had, you know, fully their parents, but it wasn't that time. It was, you know, it's the time invested. On page 33, Ascending Masters. Let me get on with this. You think you can't escape, but you can. You think you don't have options, but you do. If you think of yourself as a victim, you hand over your power to others and allow yourself to be constrained by their rules. That's exactly what Oscar said in the fucking Sagittarius. He's like, I think you're pathetic. He's like, if this is you, I think you're pathetic. You're letting outside influences control what how you move in life. I don't think you're pathetic. And I don't think you're weak, because I know how hard it is to fight the mind when the mind is telling you this is really going to happen. I was very scared of many things that my mind told me was going to literally destroy me. And that was going back to, you know, how I talked to Marshall. It was too late, and I was just having a heart-to-heart to him. And at that moment, I didn't feel I did anything wrong, but it was the absolute timing of it. I was having a heart-to-heart with Marshall, like it happened on a Sunday morning, bro. On a Sunday afternoon. Thanks, put the fucking tunes on to make it even better. And it's the morning time, and a picture of Haley Mathers pops up on my fucking timeline of her in a bathing suit. I was like, and I send it to him. I'm like, this isn't necessary. She's so much prettier with her body covered up. She's a beautiful woman, but she's doing what other women do for all of the, I'm trying to tell him about his daughter, right? In the kindest way, but I'm being real. The next day, it's all over the internet. There's pictures that Marshall was at her wedding yesterday. While I'm sending him these messages, bro. Oh, God, was it an absolute, I was like, it's over, bro. He's never, and I'm trying to apologize to him, and I'm so sorry, and I was coming from the best place, and please don't hate me, and I'm sorry to ruin that day and to fucking make you feel bad on a day that was already difficult for you, and I just made everything worse, and please forgive me, and I know you don't want to talk to me, and you'll never talk to me again for what I've done, and da-da-da-da. Until I realized it wasn't what I had done, but it was the timing. You know what I mean? When he was most vulnerable in that situation, and I felt like I was just, you know what I mean, stabbing, kicking a good guy when he was down. And I didn't, and I tried to explain, I'm like, dude, I didn't do this. I mean, I did, but God, look, God made me have this. I'm so sorry. And after it was all done, I blew up at my spirit guides unbelievably. In the middle of trying to plead to him and trying to and literally freaking out on him, he changes his profile picture to stop me. It's right in the conversation. I'm going mad, dude. Literally Mad Hatter. And he puts up the picture of the little bunny. It's right before he's about to tell everyone about his music. It's like he's using this as an opportunity. Like he's like, and I just can't see it. I'm so deep in that I'm about to lose him for what I've done. But it wasn't real. I had to face that fear. If you ever talk to that man like that, was one thing. But then when I realized, the extremity of, the timing, then I really felt like it was unforgivable. And there's lots of those moments, like standing, when Bobby's like, are you homeless? Oh my God, I'm going to lose him forever if I tell him the truth. You know what I mean? Just certain things. It's like, if they know the truth, it's like, if I do this, talking to Tree like that, telling him the truth. I'm sorry, I didn't see you as a great guy. I was so focused on my own feelings and, caught up in this guy that I didn't realize that I had a really good friend next to me that, showed me a lot of support and love and is in the same career. And, I'd like to, I think I want to give you a chance or something like that. It's all in these messages. I finally, give myself a chance to give him a chance after thinking in my own head he didn't deserve one. And he comes back. And I know that this is if you do this, bro, you're going to ruin everything. It's going to be weird. Even the best case scenario, this is a guy you hang out with all the time, you talk to all the time, you know what I mean, you fucking buy from, you make music from, he's everywhere. If you do this and it backfires, this is going to be so fucking awkward. And I was sure it would. And it did. But I still had to do it, bro. You have to do what your heart is calling you to do, even though you're so terrified and you think that the worst is going to happen. What happened is I really, I cut off a friend, but it wasn't a friend. If he wasn't understanding where I was coming from, and as soon as I gave it, I came at him in love, and he just, hurt me like that. And that's where it is ultimately, yeah, it was a great experience that, I was forced into. But the experience itself, the outcome was the whole reason I was sent in there. It's we're going to cut this cord now. But before we cut this cord, you know what I mean? We're going to give you a chance to express yourself fully. And that in itself is going to cut this cord. Your truth shall set you free. And after I said that, and it got weird, there was no more relationship between us. And I was set free. I no longer had a friend to talk to. Didn't have a friend in the world. I had to be free now. I had to go find my own way. No more mushrooms. No more music. No more friends. And, it's okay. You look back, last full moon, I was out there in front of the studio cursing his music release. I think I've come a long ways. Holy Spirit told me to. He told me to stand in front of you as the scary witch you told everybody I was. And Mike comes out smiling in my face, talking about he's going to call the police. Bitch, what happened to you fucking putting hands on me and ruining my music career? Now you're going to call the police? Because I'm lighting a flame in front of the fucking fire department? That's how scared you are? Because I always told you we'd burn this bitch down right next to the fire department, and I lit a match? Now you scared? I didn't really see what God was doing. I was just being brave and doing what God said. Get dressed up, go stand in front of these motherfuckers and laugh in their face. Oh, fuck. What if they come out and laugh at me? What if somebody puts their hands on me? What if? Shut up and go do what I said, and you'll find out what will happen. And the only person that came out was Mike. And I watched him tremble in my face and tell everybody that they were, you know what I mean, send some girls out and you know, say they were going to call the police on me. They became powerless. These people that I had such respect and that controlled me in my movements. And I would never cross them because I needed them so badly to make it big in the music career. Are now nothing in front of me because God said to go out on a Friday night. And my daughter watched the whole thing go down. It's like, come with me in case I get, you know, call the police in case somebody comes beating me up or some shit. I didn't say that, but, you know, she knows what to do. She ain't going to come out and get her ass fucked up either. She can be like, my daughter's smart. I don't think she would run into fire like that. I think she'll call for help. I don't know. Amelia, what would you do? If you saw me getting my ass kicked, would you call for help or would you try to fight?
I laugh at you.
Probably. See what I mean? Told you. She ain't that type. That's okay. I respect that. Because I would do the same. That's me. I laugh at you. If I saw you getting your ass kicked, no. Depends on who's kicking your ass. Just kidding. Is it gone? Did God tell you were going to catch an ass whooping today? I bet you thought you weren't. Going back to it, fuck around and find out. If you think yourself a victim, you hand over the power to others and allow yourself to be constrained by their rules. Take responsibility for yourself. Use the positive power of swords to think your way through the situation. It's not as bad as you say. It really isn't. And that's what I try to tell him. He thought it was like the ultimate sin. You know how many people get divorced in this kind of shit? You know how many men have left their women for another woman? What's very unique is this is the woman before this woman, so it kind of makes a little more sense. In the sense of, I sacrificed you and we were still in love. And that love just keeps growing and it's not going away. Hey, did you know I bought some new lingerie? I bet you're jealous. You're like, no way. Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? Are you going to let me go? Remember I took you to the store? I'm taking my next husband to the store. We're going to be trying on new toys. Just kidding. I just want to see what you like. Yeah, sure. Whatever I like, right? Come on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like putting salt in your fucking wounds and shit and ripping off the scabs, but it's really the truth, fuckhead. You can. It's just as much as Russ. You know, Russ, I had some words for you earlier. Obviously, I gave you most of them, but they turned into something else and then I lost them. It's like, quit denying this. You act like I'm not the most important thing in your life, but you're pouring me out in all areas of your life. You need me. You need me. It's okay. You just can't. You can't accept it that we're like we're powerless to this shit, bro. We do. We don't need to be. You don't need to be touching on me. You don't get to sloppy me. Just trying to sloppy that, Joe. Oh god, here comes Allie and the rest of them. It's not funny. Stop. Put your fucking swords away. I'm just having fun. Good lord. In the essence, I'm telling you, this isn't funny. Going back to it, you have to get out of this. You can't just go, you just can't keep holding on to it.
Chat, what do you think?
You look really cute, but I think you should wear a different skirt.
That's the only skirt I have.
Then you should wear it with jeans. Tight ones.
Ew, no.
Alright, fine. You asked what I thought. Don't ask me for my opinion if you didn't really want it. You just want me to tell you what you think? I don't know what you think. What do you think? And why'd you ask me? My opinion does not count in this conversation. Reverse meaning. You have been through a difficult period and are beginning to see your way through. You have gained temporary relief and from your problems by distancing yourself from them. This will enable you to gain a better perspective of what faces you, which may not be as bad as you feared. Don't be afraid to ask for help from friends and professionals. I heard I'm going to lose everything. What, like me? Well, then there's a space for you right next to me to start everything new, just like me. You are. You're not really. You're over-exaggerating. Everybody does. You think you really are, but you're really going to have to wake up tomorrow with a lot of the same problems. You just won't wake up next to the same person in the same bed. There'll be different problems and maybe a different person. Just kidding. I'm not having sex with you until you marry me. I'm just putting that out there. It's not happening. I'm not having sex out of wedlock, bro. I did it to my last husband, dude. I'm just in the middle of I've been fucking you for 4 years, and now it's done until you marry me. Yeah, I'm not. And practicing blowjobs on you is dumb. That's just dumb. I mean, I'm the best. I don't need to practice. I was nervous under the circumstances. What the fuck? Do you know what the place was called, dickhead? Do you know where you took me? I saw it today. It's called the Water something. I don't know. It's like the Water something, like initiative or something. I was like, what the fuck were you doing? Where did it... You weren't thinking. You didn't think this through. Obviously, you were being very impulsive. Me, on the other hand, I was fully just being led. Led to my demise. Anyways, going back to it. I don't know. Don't ask your bunk-ass friends that are holding you back and won't tell you to fucking live a good life. They're never going to tell you to take a risk that they're too afraid of, bro. They don't want you to fail. Professionals, they're going to give you their professional opinion. Like she asked me right now, how do I look? I think you could do better. It comes out in all areas of my life. Well, then don't ask me. I'm always going to tell you, I think you could be better. You can find something better than that. It's a LILITH thing. It exerts in all parts of my life. I will always push you to better. Unless I think it's great. Like, yeah, it rocks. Let's rock it. I wanna rock with you. Alright, so you're currently stuck in your own head and thinking that, everything's gonna die or is dead. I don't know. Dead and gone. Oh, shit, here comes Justin Timberlake again. Ugh. Are you facing your Britney problems? It's Britney, bitch. Here. Once you get over this, abundance is right there. It's so simple. I do this all the time. You have to just make, going back to it, it's like, Russ, what is it? What do you need to be successful? Let go of that's no longer serving you. I saw that Kanye reached out and kind of did an apology. I saw something. And it's condescending. And then the next thing I saw was, I'm making anti-Semitic music. Well, I'm sure there's people like you. They have money too, I guess. Like, at least you know who you're fucking making music for. At least we know what the label is. At least you're properly labeling your stupid music. That's what I said. It's just going to be a racist joke later. Okay, then. Now we know. You're stepping into the knowing of who you really are. Great. Now we know how to deal with you. Going back to it, though, he said something. He's like, at least Jay-Z and Beyonce get to raise their retarded kids. As fucked up as it sounds, it's the best he could come up with. His heart is so hurt. It's like, at least you get to raise your kids. And he's accepting it. He's wearing my words in the sense of he's accepting, it's not my words, Kanye. It's your life, bro. You just don't want to know it. You don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. It's told so ugly. Like, that's not how it is. That's not how it went down. You don't know. I don't know the full details, and that's the great part, is you can explain yourself and your feelings when you're ready. But not if you're going to explode like, all over the fucking internet all the time when you're upset about some shit. But acknowledging that they triggered you and bringing up to the surface that it was all of these things that made me say these things and all these things that hurt me. He came clean and he was like, look, fucking love Jay and Beyonce, but like I felt like they just fucking, I felt like they did me dirty and left me to die. And I took shots at him. He was, there's a man in him, but it hurts. Because when he saw J. Cole do this, roll over, he called him a bitch. And it's like that. It's like, I gotta do some bitch ass shit right now, bro. Some shit that I would never do, but I gotta do what God thinks is the right thing. And I don't normally act like this, but this is what I gotta do. It's right. Going back to the, the Eight of Swords, it doesn't feel right when you're doing what's right. Bobby despises that. I can't do it. First off, bitch, I didn't plan any of this shit. He's like, oh, my life isn't as exciting as you. It's fucking traumatic and tumultuous, as this guy says, and it's never ending and it's scary. And I just make the shit look okay because I gotta hold it together for my family and for, myself. But in the sense of, no, adventurous, shut up. That's what they call stories like that, but it doesn't feel like a great ride. And then he's like, well, you can't always do what makes you happy. No, a lot of what I do, because I'm fearful and I don't want to do it, it's not a happy feeling. I do this because God says it's right for me, and I don't do things that make me unhappy. The real control is just not doing what doesn't make me happy. In the essence of what will make me happy, I know no. That's the exploration of what I like and don't like. You know what I mean? And that's it. So when you do make your choice, you're going to be happy with your choice. No matter what happens, because you're going to be happy that you made the fucking choice. That you finally did what you thought you couldn't do, and you're free. Because no matter what, bro, even if he wasn't wanting me or wanting to free himself from me, he wants free. Any girl could have came in and fucking made him, you know what I mean, want it, because he's not happy. It could have happened to any girl if he would have let her in. He would have wanted to get out with her too. And that's really the truth. It's like, because ultimately I'm not the devil, and the devil isn't inside of you, and I didn't put a spell on you. You have real ass feelings of wanting to escape the situation and do it all over again and do it different and do it better. And now you think you can't. But that's a real feeling. And you deny it. And you say it's my fault and I did this and everybody did this and you can't get out of this because of this. But these are your feelings that you're denying. And I fed into them thinking I could, make you happy. And as much as I'm talking to you, Bobby, that's all the twin flames. You know their stories. You know what I mean? It's like, Lewis knows he's not happy. He hasn't been for a long time. Marshall's not happy in the way that he writes music in his whole career. A long time. But if he puts down the pen and retires, then to him it's all over. Talking about, bitch, you're on the radio like all the time. Like, it doesn't go anywhere. You just go somewhere else with your shit. You don't go anywhere. As I walk through these streets, like I walked in, it's like everybody still knows me. I'm just not that person that they knew me as. You know what I mean? That person is dead and gone, but it's not. If you tell your wife that you're leaving, you want out of this relationship, then all that means is that you guys are going to build a different relationship. They don't really, honestly, dude, ask my husband to try to kidnap my daughter and just disappear. It doesn't work like that. They don't really go anywhere. It's unbelievable. And as far as child support, God gave you a way to provide, for your children now. Why wouldn't he give you more? And that's why you fucking did that, dude. Why did you fucking get a vasectomy? Because you were afraid you couldn't provide for more? You were too deep? You didn't have no trust in God? That he would help you provide for your children. He would show you the way to provide for your children. As he will for their mothers. Well, I'm not going into that. But you gotta make a choice, bro. You can't just sit there with your dick in your hand, fucking jerking off to the idea of me. She was in the elevator. I'm just saying. And that's it. I don't have to read it. The Nine of Cups is what it is. It's like, this is me. I have been through a difficult period, but are beginning to see my way through. I've gained temporary relief from my problems by distancing myself from them. Meaning, living in the car. I no longer go over there. I'm no longer part of where I was with my car. I cleaned out my car. I have temporary relief here. I told you that. This is short term. Still haven't sat down with the caseworker. I sent her an email again this morning to see what my options are, what kind of, situation it looks like for me to get into a home and how long that takes and what are the requirements and stuff. My home hasn't, I'm in a temporary situation. And I told you, no matter what I want to do this week, God said no, it's spring break. I find God. So I bet you anything, dude, I'm going to find out that this caseworker is off all week or something stupid like this. Like, meaning I can't move because, I'm dependent in a certain circumstance. This will enable you to gain better perspective on what faces you. That means during this time of no movement, I can see what movements I'll take when I can move, which may not be as bad as you feared. Don't be afraid to ask for help from friends or professionals. And that's it too, is like, I don't know. I don't know, but if there's somebody I need to ask for, I'm not afraid to ask. I've learned that too. It's like God humbled me to where I used to have to ask people for gas. And I learned that was like the smartest thing. After I learned how to do it, I learned how absolutely important it was to be able to do that. Just humble yourself and ask them for gas. That takes away $20 to $40 off your fucking neck right away. Ask and it so shall be given. And people get an opportunity to go home or go wherever and say, I helped a lady and her kids out with some gas today. I needed that help. I had to put my pride down, but you helped me like you wouldn't believe. God be with you, dude. And, stuff like that. It's like you kind of got to ask. And if you don't have friends and professionals, you got to turn to the people that are around you. You throw yourself at the mercy of the people. Jesus had to ask for a drink of water. He had to humble himself and ask. And that's what she said, too. You're of the royalty and you're asking me for a drink of water? I thirst, too. I have needs, too. And that's where it is like, I'm hurting, too. Kanye, some people aren't going to forgive you, babe. My sister, she forgives me in her heart, but she's not going to face me again. In the fear that I'll ever say or do something like that again to her. Because I had that much power to hurt her so badly that I know how to hurt her. She won't face me again. You know what I mean? Until she realizes, until she faces my mother and all of that, and she's not powerless to words. But she knows I know the words to hurt her, and then she won't fuck with me. I really understood what I did to her, and I really meant to hurt her, and I really wish I could take it back. But I have to really respect her fears and her reasonings for not wanting to fuck with me. And I did make a mistake. And some of those mistakes, Kanye, it's not that God doesn't forgive you, but they cut so deep that it's going to take them a long time to find forgiveness in their heart for you. And even when they do, it's going to be hard for them to trust you again. I forgive everyone that hurt me, but I don't trust them to bring them around me again to do it again, to show me that they're better. My ex-husband is chasing me like crazy, just trying to show me that he's a better man. How can you show me you're a better man when you won't even put no money on the kids? Your words and actions mean nothing when you're not doing what you were supposed to do. Going back to it, I just want to show you, it's like sometimes, you're going to have to go through a long line of forgive me. And there's going to be a long line of non-forgiveness where they're not going to let you free. They want to hold on to the fact of what you did, how you've harmed them, and call you a bad person. My kids, Kanye, they're starting to now. But my daughter, when I started this, absolutely not. She would not forgive me for being sick. She would not even accept that that was even possible. No, you were there. I'm just crying to her, and I tell her I have no memories of whatever I might have did to her and how I abandoned her and I left her to die. But she doesn't see it that way. She sees her visions, and I see a blank space of my pain and her pain in front of me, and I can only take accountability for it, but I can't wear this, dude. You can't make me feel terrible forever for something that, I can kind of understand, but I gotta be, and that's kind of it. My mom she carried the shame her whole life of being a terrible mother, that she felt like she just could never kind of recover from that. And that was her secret pain, because she didn't have a mother. She became the mother, and she carried a lot of those mother wounds kept passed on, She wouldn't accept it. But little by little, we've talked, one conversation every few months. She understands that I'm just a kid too now. She's starting to see that I'm not what she thought I was. I'm not this great person that had it all figured out. I'm really vulnerable, and I'm really messy, and I'm not whatever she thought I was. and that she really did see a real person, but that's not who I am anymore, and she's got to be forced to kind of get to know this new person, but she still has a lot of animosity when I say something that I may have said before. When I try to tell her how to live her life or my opinions or something, it reminds her of the old me that I was. So again, you know, Kanye, it's a start, and that's even Marshall. There's going to be a long line of people that he's too afraid to just ask for forgiveness, because what would they say? They're never going to forgive me after what's been done. It's not about them forgiving you, bro. It's about you taking the act to mend the situation, to put your pride down and, you know, atone. And that's what Jesus did for us. Is they're going to want to, a lot of them are still going to want us to hurt, bro. He doesn't, my ex-husband never wanted me to be happy, bro. He still wants me to hurt as much as he's hurting, bro. You know what I mean? It's just, Pac, that's just the way it is. Some people they're not going to forgive you. But that unforgiveness isn't really, it's just something that they hold towards everyone. But it doesn't mean you don't try. It doesn't mean you don't try. You know what I mean? You extend the olive branch, but you stand far back. You're just an extension of the branch. You keep rooted in your truth. And, you know, again, some people don't forgive me, bro. And I after I hear the story, I can empathize with it. But I don't think it's fair that you don't want to give me another chance. That's how I stand too. It's like, I do forgive you, but I'm not going to give you another chance. So I want you to understand that, Kanye. It's like, you know, cleaning up your act doesn't mean that everything's going to be like it was before. There was ripple effects for what we said and did in our times, and who we hurt along the way. You know? I called Bobby's kid Spectrum. I think I actually called it retarded. And I'm pretty sure there is something wrong with his child. Was that very nice of me to tell the man I love that he's got retarded children? No. Why would I do such a mean thing? Because I was coming from a hurt place. Fuck your life. Fuck your children. Fuck your wife. You're not going to acknowledge my feelings. You're not going to acknowledge me. It's pretty fucked up, right? I did that. I've done a lot of things I'm not proud of, but I understand. And I had to forgive myself. And if he's not, you know, and that's it. It's like, I called Allie gay, bro. A total faggot. On the internet, pissed off, screaming at him, telling him he wanted Russ's dick. Another man I loved. Why did you do that to him? I was hurt. I felt like he was taking his side, that he was always fucking Team Russ, and that he didn't care that Russ was sitting here hurting me, and that Russ really didn't know shit. How could you be on his side? I did it with Marshall, and Marshall stopped me. That's what changed our whole relationship. That was the first contact that I really noticed that Marshall was fully there. Russ had been really fucking with me, and he was, you know, trying to make me feel like, you know, like he always does, like I'm not important, and that I have nobody, and that, you know, he's all powerful and wise. So he shares in his story. He said that one of his fucking fans had said on one of their posts that they heard Russ's song on Marshall's rap playlist. And Russ shared this. And I ran over to Marshall, and I'm like, how could you fucking do this? Why would you be on his side? After everything, everybody is taking his side. Everybody is acting like not you. Why would you do this? In that moment, he posts in his stories and on his page the rap caviar again. He said, go check out my playlist, my rap playlist. And this time it has a list of, it's only like 12 people or something. There's no Russ. But in the moment of I feel like he's betraying me and he's turning against me, and I come to him and I'm crying. I know where I am. I can see where I am when I'm driving. I'm on like Quincy. Oh shit. I'm like down by where I met Bobby. I'm like on Quincy right there, and it's the nighttime. I just took my daughter like roller skating over there at Skate City. And I see it and I'm like freaking out on him, and he posts it like, no bitch, I didn't do that. And that's where I stopped and I realized he's first off, he's fucking listening to you. Listen to yourself. Second, he's showing you that he did not betray you and he has nothing to do with this, and to calm down. And that's where we got real close. There was a couple of times, you know what I mean, where like, Marshall doesn't post things. He just isn't that person. He used his platform to send out a signal to show me, to stop me. And that's why I said like 2 weeks ago, out of nowhere, he posted that it was, he posted a child that needed help. A signal that, maybe not everyone got, but I did. And so there's a lot of these things that you think that it's the end of the world as you know it. Yeah. Right there, our relationship ended. And something new happened real fast. Whatever we were before that moment ended, and something new happened. When I thought I lost him with, with the conversation with Haley. Yeah, whatever we were before that moment, it ended in that conversation. And when he saw me crying and begging him not to leave my life because of this, and pleading to hold on to him because I didn't mean to hurt him when he was weak, and I wanted to be there for him and not do this kind of stuff. Whatever I was before that died. And we became something much more. Because again, in the middle of, thinking I was losing him, he stopped everything to show me he's right here. And there's these things that you swear it's going to be the end of the world. But it isn't. When I lost my house, I thought it was going to be the end of everything. It was. It was the beginning of an unbelievable adventure. Amanda, if you say this, she's going to kick you out. You're going to have nowhere to go. You're not going to have a friend in the world. Mr. Plum's not going to take you back. The shit's going to hit the fan. It was actually worse than I thought, the things that came out of her mouth towards me and my children, and the fact that she was mad that I wouldn't leave my dog. And you're just going to take Nana after she made friends, and she just like guilted the shit out of me, bro. Like, yeah, I'm not leaving my dog here. I'm not leaving my kids, my dog. I'm not staying here. You can't force me to go on your birthday party. And that's what I told the kids. I was like, guys, thank God I had a little bit of money. If I would have ever said no to her, she would have exerted that power and tried to throw me out. And that's where it is I was powerless to these people based on my desperation. And God had to break me free of this. And show me that I didn't need people. I just needed him. I needed to trust him and not, everybody else was going to fail me. And they did. And they did. But I still kept winning because I'm still here. And that's it. The Nine of Cups is about, abundance. That's it. I'm like, I went through all of this, bro. I went through the whole fall. It's like you see me as abundant. Why? Because I have a roof over my head and some money in my pocket. I've always had that, guys. Because it's more. More doesn't mean more. It doesn't mean anything. It will disappear too if I don't find if God doesn't give me more. And that's where it is. It's not. I'm not holding on to it. I'm not blowing it. But at the same time, what is money? We're always gonna need more. Always gonna need more, bro. I mean, God knows what we need. All right. This is often the best card in the Marner Arcana, traditionally called the Wish card. just happiness. All things are going well, relationships, emotional fulfillment, health, and material success. As much crying as I'm doing, I don't sit around crying like this. It comes to the surface, I face it, and it comes out. If it comes out on off the camera, I tell you how I went through an ego death and how I felt and what exactly happened. But usually, no. I tell you what I do with my time all the time. You feel you are where you belong, and you can take why can't I say this word? That's for like 4 days now. Satisfaction. Thank you. I don't know why it keeps trying to say something else. What's it? I don't know, my brain. In what you have achieved, celebrate and look forward to the future. Be careful that you don't get too carried away with material pleasures. And you don't take everything for granted. You'll still need to work to keep it up. And that's what I said. You know, realistically, I only have like 3 paychecks of money. You know, if I was working like God would have left me, I only have like 3 paychecks of money, you know, stacked up. It's not like that. It's like it's going to disappear. I need another 3 paychecks to, you know, to keep it up. And that's it. Am I trying to maintain? No, it's just I feel, you know, he gave me security so I could feel secure. That's all I ever wanted was to feel secure. And I don't need anything. I need to go do my laundry with Mr. Rogers. Hey, you want to know something crazy, guys? I looked up where the closest laundromat is to me. It's the same fucking laundromat that I got lost at. And I saw that girl that gave, and that man that gave the shoes to the guy. It's the closest laundromat to me. It's the same one I got lost at and found before. God really doesn't let me get out much. I go to the same places. I frequent the same things. It's like you think I'm so adventurous, but it's actually kind of mundane. Truthfully. It just sounds spontaneous, but it actually ends up being predictable. I don't know when you see it coming. Going back to it, I gotta do laundry, and that's not my favorite thing to do. Be careful that you don't get carried away with material. Yeah. This card can assure you that if you're doing worthwhile work, you will be taken care of. You may never be rich, but your needs will be met. Well, I always believe that I will, and I buy my lotto ticket as an obedient bitch, because he said I'm going to be rich, and we're going to build fucking communities and shit. Reverse meaning. You are disappointed that everything you wish for in life is not materializing. Perhaps you missed chances or spent too much time satisfying transitory desires such as casual sex, parties, drugs, alcohol, or food. Sounds like you had a better year than I did. Perhaps your low self-esteem has allowed others to take advantage of you. Ross, Bobby, Ali. This marks the end of a cycle, and it's never too late to change. Meditate on the nature of abundance. It's not money, bro. A good meal is great. I really want, you know what I'm meditating on? A super hot bath. The water won't get hot enough. I haven't figured out how to solve this problem on my own without a pot and a fucking burner. I can't heat up too much water in the microwave. I haven't figured this out yet. That's all I really want, is a hotter bath. Like, that's it. That's all, you know, the basic needs, guys. That's all I ever told you. It's my favorite thing. I'm just going to soak in the bath. I was going to get me a blow-up hot tub for the road, so I could do that all the time. It's really what I like to do. You know, abundance is just that, something that makes you happy. It doesn't have to be, you know, like, I can't wait to get the new iPhone. I can't wait to get the new upgrade. I can't wait for whatever. Is there anything that you can do right now that can make you happy? Like, simplistically, that can make you feel better about yourself? That's not of the material world that we can do that can, you know, until your package from Amazon arrives. There was a story that was told to me, and they want me to tell you this story. When you pray to God and you ask him for something, his answers are usually yes, no, yes or no. Typically always yes, and there's a catch to the yes. It's a wait. It's a waiting game. He really has no reason to tell you no unless it's going to be bad for you or the people around you. As soon as you ask him, you know if it's a no. It's a fucking no. No, I'm not going to do that to those people. No, I'm not doing that for you. No, you're not entitled to that bullshit. No, that's not your life. No, it's a no. It's a no. It's a no. And you don't want to accept that no. If it's a yes, and it usually is, then you just got to chill. All right, I'll get it to you when you're ready. There's this story that was told to me. I can't tell you who told it to me, but it's like you send out a prayer to God. You asked God for something. He said, I got you. So, in essence, it's a delivery system. He put in the address. He already ordered it, paid for it, and everything. He just needs an address to send it to. Meaning, when you get to where you're supposed to be, it'll be there waiting for you. But he can't send it to you when you're in transit. Does that make sense? It's coming. It's going to come to you right when you're where you're supposed to be, where the package will be delivered at the right time and at the right place, but not where you are right now. You can't send this package to where you are right now. You ask for something that's, you know what I mean, bigger than where you are. It won't fit. You can't fit a hippopotamus, you know, for Christmas inside of your little studio apartment. I'm going to send you a hippopotamus when you get a bigger apartment. It's kind of a funny story, but that's pretty much it. It's like, all good things are yours in all good time. Why would he say no to you? He loves you more than anything. He built the universe for you. He built this whole fucking planet for you. He has everything outside of it working for you. They work for you. Again, did he tell you no? Then it's a fucking no. The whole universe is against you if he said no. The whole fucking universe is against you as he said no. There's not a place in the universe where you can ask for help to say, well, God said no. Well, then God said no. What'd your dad say? He said no. But I think I could do this. He said no. If you do this, it's gonna be hard. He said no. It's a no. You know if it's a no, bro, but you don't want to hear that no. But why would he deny you your yes? You're asking. So shall it be given in good accordance to his plan and whatever. Alright, just telling you. You don't have to have a fucking great job to be a fucking, you know what I mean, to be rich and famous. You can be rich and famous for just the little things you do. What am I going to be rich and famous for? Healing. The thing I didn't want to do. I'm really fucked up and I needed to heal real bad. So God made it he made a career out of it for me. It'll make me rich and famous if I just do what's best for me and heal myself. Wow. I really thought I could get some hands-on. Yeah, you're going to get dirty with this one. Thanks, God. That's it. I'm famous for healing. Something I needed to do to myself no matter what. That if I did not do, I would never have any money and nobody would ever know me. I had to do this no matter what. But now I'm going to do it and I'll be rich and famous for it. That's it. I really thought, I have some great skills. I thought I could have done a lot more with my life. Nope, just heal. Okay. You're going to change the world just by healing yourself. Okay. Sure. And that's it. That's all I do. That's it. That's what he made me here to do. Heal me, heal the world. Lame. He says, rich and famous and all that. Anyways, perhaps your low self-esteem has allowed others to take advantage of you. This marks the end of a cycle. It's never too late to change. Meditate on the nature of abundance. Meaning, do what makes you happy. Buy things that make you happy. Do what makes you happy. Russ, you weren't even at the park, bro. That was lame. That was so lame. You and your antics, bro. That was like telling people, and that's why he had, for those that don't know what he was talking about, he's like, look, I'm really signing them. He told everyone to buy the album last year, and they'd get signed albums, but it was auto-signed, and they came back and got all over him. And he had to sit there for hours signing merch. It's like, bro, that's what you're supposed to do. Everybody does it. How dare you tell people you were going to and not do it? So now this time, he wanted to show everyone, I bought all this merch, I'm going to sign it for you. And then he's like, this is what happens when you play my song in the fucking Central Park. We have no proof that was in Central Park. And those people weren't just ongoers, passerbyers. Those were actors. And you had a little set-up place. All of that money, for what? That's not advertising. That's not marketing. If they were real people just stumbling upon a display of art and you know what I mean, having their own reaction to it, then it would have been authentic. It's in these moments, bro, I really just want to die. You're like, you're suicidal? No, I don't think about how I could kill myself. I just think about, please, God, don't make me wake up again tomorrow and do this again. Can you please just let it be over? How long am I gonna have to talk to people like this? 55 fucking years, bro. I've got to dumb myself down for 55 years. For how low? This low, bro. People like Russ and Kanye, bro. Fucking Bobby. Practice, Kobe says. If I can't do it for the men I love, then how am I going to do it for strangers? It's so hard. It's like the endurance. It's like I get so low that I just want to fucking throw this whole thing across. I want to lift the table and shut down the page and say, fuck it. You're never going to fucking get this. Every inventor, every person that's ever tried to break the chains of command, that tried to push the limits, that get to, trying to explain greatness to small minds. It's just, I can say it so many times, but when are you gonna fucking get it? I'm not Christ, bro. I'm not a guru. I'm not the fucking silo that spent a whole lifetime meditating on peace. I'm given peace, but by nature, I am chaos in a bottle. And I hold this peace, but it takes no time at all with dealing with you to unleash the chaos inside of me. And I lose all my peace, and I just want to stop because I can't control any of this. I just have to keep doing it in hopes that one day you're gonna fucking get this. But I feel like I'm talking to a fucking fly on the wall. I'm teaching physics to a fly on a wall that doesn't even speak my language. I don't mean to dumb down so many of you humans, but that's what I feel like when I'm talking to you. I know you have no idea what I'm talking about, but I can't stop talking. And that's why I'm like, can I just die now? I can't keep doing this. Don't make me finish this video. Don't make me do another video for another pack of people that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm talking like the most ignorant life form here, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Russ or Kanye? I mean, all of them. I don't feel any better when I'm talking to Lewis. Or Allie. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Why won't you get out and fucking make a fucking friend already? I am the goddess that Hindus call Lakshmi, and who the Romans called Abundantia, which means abundance. Sorry, that is just crazy. What's the outcome? I saw that when I was looking down. Balance, bro. Balance. Balancing your spiritual life with your fucking real life. If you don't have a spiritual life, you have no life. You're like, no, I have my work life, I have my family life, I have all this life. You have no life. You're giving the entire matrix, the outside world, all of you, in small sacraments. I give this much time to my career, this much time to my kids, this much time to my wife, this much time to the gym. I have this much time and this much time. You're giving all of your experience to the outside world. And at no point do you sit back and see what the outside world, how you feel inside. You shut off your insides to stay very productive outside, is what this card talks about. What I told Russ earlier is you cannot, and all of them, you can't have a productive outside when your insides are coming crashing down. Did I do it? No, God did. He's doing it not just to you, but to everyone. But we are the first wave, so that because we have a loud voice and we can reach so many, we can teach them what we've already just been through as they're going through it. But you need to fucking go through it, motherfuckers. Which is what your fucking feelings, motherfuckers. Break down how you're feeling. Sit down on a moon day. How many days? You don't get like this unless you're like, you know what I mean? Going back to the silo and the guru. They're terribly pissed off that I haven't spent ancient years doing this. I have. Just not in this lifetime. Many lifetimes of doing this, bro. I'm an ascending master. I didn't, witchcraft and all this. She doesn't know. It wasn't past. No, bro. I know from the very beginning of knowing. I'm just re-knowing the shit now. But, like... all that time you spend in the Matrix, none of it is for you. None of it is for you, because none of it is making you happy. I really love to walk my dog. Really? Because your dog needs to be walked? If you didn't have a dog, would you take that walk? Is it good for you to take that walk? Are you only taking it because you're peer pressured into taking it, that you'll feel bad if you don't take that walk? Or you really just want to get up and go for a walk because it feels good? And you're going to take your dog along with you. I don't walk my dog. She sniffs. I don't fucking walk the dog. I do plenty of hiking and walking all by myself. I don't take the kids. They don't like that shit either. There's a lot of things, you know what I mean? It's like, what do you do for yourself? That's that time you sit with yourself and check in with yourself and do, what's right for yourself instead of what's right for everybody else. Is what that card means. I've been at this for an hour. I'm going to move on from this. I'm not going to read you the full definition of it, but the outcome is balance, or you're out of balance, and you're not giving to yourself, your spiritual life. You have a whole spirit inside of you that is being crushed by your everyday world. You're not a free spirit. Your spirits are down. You've lost your confidence. You've lost your mojo. You've lost your excitement. Most of you have lost your sexual drive. It's okay, I never had one myself. But in the sense of, that's because our spirits, we lost the desire for good things because we're just trying to get the regular things in life, provide the regular things. And then as I say that, it's like, I see Russ and I see all of them. They're just maintaining a lifestyle that they don't enjoy. Too afraid to try something new because of what they might lose. They work too hard to lose all of this non-happiness in their life. What would people say if they found out you weren't happy and you gave it all up? They think you were crazy for not being happy. They think that you didn't appreciate your life. They wouldn't fully understand how none of this made you happy. But in the essence, who cares what they say? The point, it's done. Let them talk. Now I can go find my happiness. I don't care. It's up to you. We had cards left over from yesterday. They're sitting on my deck, and I want them out of here. Told you we were going to pull that card. I've worked through this quite well. I'm going to zoom through this card as fast as I can because I can't zoom through the Key of Light. This is very chaptered. When I first took this was part of my awakening. Each of them, I awoken more and more by more information of how to awaken. This is a whole chaptered book of awakening. It really is. It really is. One card at a time in their chapters. What number is that? Number 3. And I just said we were on 33. And you can see stuff like candle wax and fucking, things that I've highlighted. We've been through this multiple times. Let me see if I can find it. Number 9. Number 4. All right. They're literally chapters. They're going to teach you a lot. I'm going to run through it real quick with you. What do you mean? This is this page and this page are just the definitions of this card. Then there's a practice to it. In essence, we would do this on a weekly. I'd pull out, there would be Monday. Then here would be Tuesday's schedule. And then here comes Wednesday's schedule. Then Thursday, right? And then here's Fridays. Like literally, this is too much in one setting, but we would do them in an hour block. I could do this without pouring out my life. But this would be the beginning. We're going to go over what we're studying this week, which is feeling your emotions. We'd stop there. Then we'd come back on a Tuesday and we'd pick up here. We'd come back on a Wednesday, pick up here. On a Thursday. Here comes Friday, our final review. And we're done. Next week we'll be talking about, see what I mean? It's a bit much. Get in touch with how you really feel so you can tap into your intuition, be empowered, and react from a place of love and not fear on a moon day. When you are in touch with your emotions, you are more empathetic, making you a better friend, partner, and coworker, and more able to communicate your needs, which will increase your own happiness and improve your relationships. Connecting more deeply with your emotions will also enhance your intuitive abilities, helping you to trust your instincts and start hearing the inner voice that's trying to communicate with you about the yearnings of your heart. Somebody's posting right now. It's the opposite here. It's right. I would say it's a medium frequency. It's not as weak as fucking Russ, and it's not as deep as... I'm going to relearn these. I'm going to know who's doing this. Anyways, going back to it. The yearnings of your heart. Going back to Bobby. Keep denying it, bro. It hurts. Keep holding it back. Hold it back for as long as you can, bro. And you're going to be like this. Fucking have me knocking on your door like Justin Bieber. Hey, do you want to talk about your feelings for fucking Britney Spears? They're pouring out in my fucking video. They're pouring out in my fucking video, bro. You want to deny this? I know you're married with kids, but you've been holding this forever, and God says you need to let this go and face it. Is there a possibility that Justin Timberlake has been in love with Britney Spears all these years, and even being married with children, he still fucking longs for her? And God might be calling him to her? Is it a possibility that Selena and Bieber are still totally in love with each other, even though they put other people between each other? You going to tell me that Justin Bieber doesn't still love Selena Gomez, even though he is married with a child? And if he could take it all back, he wouldn't go back to her? Go ahead and deny it. Try to live out your life and make it look like it's better than it is. Try to pretend like it doesn't happen, but when we're old, you're going to really feel it. I felt it. I was so mad at myself for not just acting in those feelings, but now I can't do nothing but feel sorry for myself because there was no way. I had no strength. I had no ability to admit that I had feelings for you, and let alone to act in them. And by the time I did, it was too late. Your karma shall be the same, my friend, if you don't take control of this. And that'll be the same for all of us. If you wait too long, you know what I mean? It's Marshall. You only get one chance, one opportunity. God is full of chances and opportunities. But the karma, the lesson learned, you're never going to catch another earth angel. I promise you that. You might catch a good girl after you learn your lesson, but never an earth angel. Never. And that's what Bobby said. You're going to feel like this again for someone else. Perhaps, but not like this. Because you're my first. It's just how it is. I can move on. I can fall in love many times. But if my heart is always going to pull for you, then it always is. And that's going to be something I'll have to live with. Is that something that you enjoy living with? Mine didn't. When it pulls, I have to answer it. But my heart's being pulled in all different directions all the time. So no, it's not always focused on you, Bobby. It's not always focused on you, Russ. But when it wants you, I answer. I can't deny it. I try, kicking and screaming. Don't make me look at them. What do I see when I look at you? The past. Because you haven't changed. I don't want to look at what was. I want to look at what could be. Being connected to your emotions will also help you understand your own behavior and act and respond from a place of consideration and clarity. When you refuse to acknowledge an emotion, you avoid the situation that made you feel it, which means saying no to wonderful opportunities. Stop hiding or denying it. Instead, embrace and acknowledge all feelings past, and the difficult ones. Just make the joyful and love-filled ones even sweeter. That's it, bro. You give me a lot of heartache. But the good feelings I have for you guys outnumber the bad feelings I've had in my life. But while in denial and avoidance, you may save you some pain in short term. They are ultimately disempowering and can lead to depression, irritability, exhaustion, stress, and anger. They can also prompt you to make matters worse, like using jokes to hide your insecurities, or responding angrily when you're actually sad and in need of comfort. Denial doesn't make the feelings go away either. It just suppresses them, which can lead to numbing activities, stress symptoms such as fatigue or pain, and a spiral of emotional resistance. If instead of denying and repressing your feelings, you can acknowledge and express them, you'll be kinder, calmer, and more connected to yourself. Recognize your emotions and how they affect you boosts your self-awareness and self-confidence. It improves your relationships and fosters more honest and appropriate reactions. And that's it. What did God do to me today? He took me to the top of the mountain to feel upset about Russ, to tell you my upset feelings about him and how I always hold this in, and I'm not going to hold it in anymore. And then I'm allowed to feel this way, but I'm going to work through this, and that's it. You know, I'm allowed to be, what is it right here? It'll boost your self-awareness, self-confidence. It improves relationships, fosters a more honest and appropriate reaction. Right? And that's it too, is like, you know, it's something about kindness. Where was that? I read this completely out of context, so I just want to point to you. I jumped way over here. I started somewhere over here. Then I jumped over here. Then I jumped up and down. I read this completely out of context. Just want you to be fully aware of that. Let yourself feel. Block out some time when you can be alone. Then dim the lights or light a candle and sit comfortably and quietly. Ask yourself what you are hiding from. You hear them in my videos. I have to ask myself real true questions. What do you want from them? Why are you mad? Why are you going to work? You know what I mean? I block out a space to really get down to, you know, the hard questions. What does your heart want to tell your head? What are you really feeling right now? Then feel. Allow yourself to sink into your emotions. Acknowledge them and embrace them. And that was it too. It's like, you hurt me by not talking to me. I made a bunch of excuses, but it hurts. Don't judge yourself to be concerned. Don't judge yourself or be concerned that you shouldn't be feeling whatever it is coming up. That's it too. It's like, I shouldn't want to punch you in the face. I totally feel like I want to punch you in the fucking face. Let hurt and grief or regret wash over you. Allow sadness, shame, and pain to bubble up. Don't make excuses for what you're feeling or wish it away. Just sit with it. Simply observe it and with curiosity and empathy, rather than judgment, reactivity, and criticism. And that's hard too, when you're trying to pull yourself out of crying, out of feeling bad for yourself. And you know, and when you're feeling bad for yourself, you want to get angry about it. In the middle of feeling bad, you just want to punch somebody. Stay in the moment. Ride the waves of all of this that's coming over. You're being flushed with emotions right now. You're reactive. What made you go crazy? You're not sure yet. But right now, all your emotions are flooding. Just watch them. Take yourself to a quiet place, though, and that's where it is. When you notice you're reactive, you remove yourself from people. Mainly because you don't want them to see this. That's the hardest part, is what will people say and think after they see this? And they do. If people didn't talk, you know, we wouldn't feel bad to do stuff, but we know if they've seen us, they're going to go tell everyone about us. Redirect any thoughts of I should know better or feeling this makes me weak. Don't set any limits or how long you're allowed to feel something. That's it. I need to get over this. You can't. Why can't, you know what I mean? I keep trying to get over him. I can't force myself over this, because it doesn't just go away. It's not meant to go away. It's meant to come to clarity. You're like, all right, if I deal with this, then maybe it'll all go away. No, it won't. Only when you deal with all of it will it stop bothering you, but it'll never go away. It's important. It never goes away. None of them do. And it's in those quiet places where I have nothing else to think about, and here you come. When I lay in bed, I can sit there and not like I'm laying in a bed with all of these men, But there'll be moments where I can I'm just laying there and I can see them. I can be in their energy. I can be in my feelings about them, and nobody knows how I really feel. I can just lay in the vulnerability of them without hating them. Just lay there. And that's what I said. I swear I was like laying next to you last night. And, you know what I mean? Having a good feel with you, Russ. Only to turn around and wake up feeling terrible to look at you. I have a million feelings about what all of you have done and said. But I work through them. I don't harbor them. I don't hold on to them. Not the good ones, not the bad. I just, I feel them as they come. Because again, my whole life I didn't feel anything. And as much as these are, I don't know. They're just all new feelings. And I have to work through them. Numbing is not an option. My whole life was numb. There's times where I feel weak, where I'm like, I just can't deal with this today. Meaning I'm not strong enough to take on that crying and all that pain again. But I do it. I do it because this is what I do. I have to do it. I have to feel for you. And they're not all great feelings. Because not everything you do is pleasing. But it doesn't mean that I'm they're fluid. That's what Bobby said. The only thing I know about you is your feelings are always changing. I am, because I'm always feeling more. I don't just keep building up with more and more hatred towards you. I keep building up with more and more love towards you, no matter how you treat me. And it's not because, you're getting away with anything. It's because of who I am, not who you are. Let's see. If self-examination is too challenging right now, and you're struggling to identify specific emotions, watch a sad movie or read a sad book, and allow yourself to cry at that. The flows of tears will help you to move through your feelings and integrate them, washing away stuck emotions and leaving you clear, calm, and renewed. In my last video, somebody cried in it. I could feel it. It hurt. I just saw them wiping. Who? I don't know. I just saw them wiping their tears where it really hurt them for me. Like my story hurt them. It's like, man, you poor girl. Hey, bro, that's empathy. What have you been through? I can cry for you, too. I appreciate your tears because you know what? I wouldn't let myself cry, bro. I wouldn't let myself feel any of this, bro. That's why it's all a mystery to me. I wouldn't allow myself to feel, and that's why I'm here to tell you how important it is to feel. And that, no, bro, they're not all great feelings. But when you learn to master those feelings, you know what I mean? The feeling of crying, of letting it come up to the surface, it feels good after. It sounds real painful as I'm doing it, and it does. It comes from the deepest parts of your heart as it's coming out. But then you can hear, and every time I stop, I take that breath, and I wipe my eyes, and I'm like, all better. It had to come out. Thank God it finally did. How long has it been in there? How long have you been holding those tears? For years and years and years, guys. I held them all in. I've been you. I had to be strong. Nobody knew I was hurting. They thought I was mean. Nobody knew I was vulnerable. They thought I was strong. They thought I was a boss bitch. Nobody knew I was a weak, broken child in there that just needed some attention and some love. And that was the last thing I was going to get, the way I was acting. I was pushing everyone away and acting like I fucking didn't need anybody. But that's all I did need was somebody, anybody, just to hold on to me and tell me it was going to be okay. But I kept telling myself, I kept holding on to myself, telling myself it'll be okay and you don't need nobody else. We'll be okay. Now, having taken all of those parts off of me, and how hard it was to become what I truly am, is just, vulnerable and curious, I encourage you to, just be yourself, which is that. fucking putz out here, a whole fucking lost soul trying to fucking, find happiness in the little things of life. Can't keep up with them. We're not adults anymore. We're not the children of man anymore. We don't act like men anymore. We don't, you know what I mean? We were born of men, but we're not men. We're children of God, wearing man's skin. When we were just nothing more than, children of man, we walked and talked and looked like men and women, just like them. But now there's something different about us. We're children of God now. We're not like your man cubs. God's cubs. Just know that, and sometimes you have to dig it out, you know what I mean? Like, stuff is gonna, like, I'm made to make you look at yourself. Yeah, you're gonna look at me and feel sorry for me. But in me, you can see your own stories. Because my experiences, though, they're just mine. My pain lies within you, too. You have those feelings, too. So when I go in here and I find these fucked up feelings and I pour them out there, it makes you look at yours. It forces healing on all of us. God's forcing it on all of us. And, the crying, I'm going to tell you, I haven't said this in a long time. I used to say it to everyone. Every time you face one of these and you cry like you've never cried before. But I promise you, I've done this for so long, it's no worse than the last time. And the next time won't be any worse either, but it feels like you're crying like you've never cried before. But there's a certain level you hit where it just stops. You hit a ceiling with your pain where it finally stops. Either you go numb or it's over. It really does. Everybody can atone for that. So when you're in these really hard memories and you've been crying, and I've had it where I can't stop, bro. I can't even lift my head. I went to bed crying and now I'm crying because I have to wake up in it and I don't want it to be my reality anymore. I just want it to go away. And it's like, all right, wipe your fucking tears, smoke a cigarette, go jump in the shower. You're going to be okay. And then I'm crying in the shower. It's not going to be okay. And then it's like, all right, wipe your tears. You're going to be okay. It's like, every time you open this up, it feels like you're never going to make it through it. And that's what I mean, is like you cry like you've never cried before. But then it stops. It really does stop. You stop it, the spirit stops it, something outside of you will stop you before it gets too bad. But I can't tell you how long that is. I've been crying for an hour now, guys, just non-stop. I can't make myself stop. You can't. You have 1 hour of tears that have been held in there for fucking 16 years. If you would have cried when this happened, you probably would have cried for 3 hours. If you would have just let it out. Now, it's coming out. And you can't plug this hole, bro. This is straight fucking real. And when I cry, it's like, I don't want you to see me crying, and I can't stop it. I need to let this out. I can feel it when it's coming. I can't change the subject. I tell you, I try to give you a warning if I can. You can hear my voice cracking. I'm in the middle of a sentence and I know it's coming. I know the feeling now of when I'm going to cry. And I know how to let it out instead of, I reprogram not holding it in anymore. But then once you let it out, it feels good. Meaning you feel it's finally out. Like when it's finally done and you can finally alright, no more. When it finally is no more, it's no more. But you can't force it to be no more. There's still more in it. Every time you think about it, it still comes up and makes you hurt. There's still more hurt there. You can't make it stop hurting. It still hurts. You're like, what hurt the most? Is the question, right? You want to know which one. Your whole life, it's nothing but pain, bro. I've watched every one of your stories, Phoenix. Which one hurt you the most? None of them. They all hurt, bro. And when I was dealing with him, it was a pain that I didn't even think I could, it hurt more than anything else that I dealt with up until that moment. But each time you deal with it, you become stronger. And that's why each time you do it, they become deeper. Because you're becoming strong enough to deal with the next one. But it's going to break you, bro. And that's where I was like, you know, Friday, then, let's just get ready for it, guys. We're going to hurt tonight. This is going to hurt. I'm going to show you what God's going to bring up in our lives. This is what's going to happen. If we just face it, if we start facing it before he shoves it at us, then we're ahead of the game. And that's what I try to teach you. Is like, I know this is what he's going to do with us today. We're going to hurt. By definition of the day, we're going into our heart on a Venus. Our heart hurts. Every time this day comes up, it's going to bring up hurt in our heart. Let's do it, guys. Because tomorrow they're going to push our limitations on us Saturn day. They're going to break our heart and push our limitations. Let's see what we can do before he does it to us. Let's take control of this before something outside makes us do this. And that's where you work with him. It's going to happen. And that's where I try to show you. Let's work with God before God comes and fucks up our lives this weekend. Let's just fuck it up ourselves, bro. Let's take the power back from, you know, the outside world before it comes and takes it from us. Meaning, you know, going back to my Lyft car. Go give up the car before they come and get it from you. I had that car for 3 weeks and didn't pay for it. At any point they could have came and it would have been worse. I didn't want to walk up and do the walk of shame and turn it in front of a bunch of people and say I can't pay this and, you know, all of that, but I had to do it. I have to do this before they come for me. It's over anyways. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of it. It's like, you know, taking destiny into your own hands. You're destined. This shit is destined to fall apart. At least light the match, bro. Break some windows on the way out. You know what I mean? At least be part of the destruction. At least feel like you had a hand in it rather than God just, you know, wiped you clean. You know what I mean? Clean it with him. Let him, you know, grab the fucking hammer and start breaking the walls down that he's trying to get through. It's kind of how it looks like. Working with the element of water. Water is associated with emotions and intuitions. I'm going to run through this really fast. If you are close to an ocean, lake, river, or even a pool, dive in and you'll feel the water cleansing. What did I tell you I wanted? A very hot, boiling bath. I told God what I want. Now he'll give me a way to figure this out, how to create a boiling bath. He'll figure it out. I need a boiling bath, God. The water doesn't get hot enough. I told you what I want. Now I got to wait. He'll give me inspiration. He'll give me an idea of how to make this, you know, make this come to be. He's not just going to, I mean, he could boil the water, but I know that's what's wrong. There's too many families in here. They can't, it's a safety thing. The water can't get that hot when there's kids here. If it turns that hot, the kid could burn themselves. It's not going to get as hot as I want it. The other hotels, no. You better be careful. It's going to burn you. It'll scold you. The fucking rec centers, it'll scold you, dude. That water gets, I'm not playing, bro. They'll scold you. The water I get in, scalding hot. I wonder why I don't want to get out. Or if you prefer, sit by water and stare into its surface, watching the movement of the waves or the ripples, and allow it to soothe your mind and give you space to focus on your emotions. I'm going to go over to Cherry Creek. I'm literally on the other side of it. And after night, there's nobody to check you, so you don't have to buy a pass. You could just go and check it out and go stare at the water. I mean, it's the closest body of water I'm next to. I did go by Bear Creek, but not really. You're like, you could be all over? Not really. No, it's just all down Hampton, to be honest. It's not really. Connect with the cathartic power of water by standing under waterfalls or dancing outside in a windstorm or gentle sun shower. I've done that too. I'm just standing there and it starts to rain in Oklahoma and I'm guided to just go out and just let it hit me. Run a warm bath and soak in it. You can add bath salts, herbs, flowers, essential oils, depending on your emotional state you are focusing on. As you relax, feel the water drawing out any pain, doubt, regret, fear. When you pull the plug, watch it being washed away. This is what I visualized happened to me before I ever read this book. And that's what happens when I'm in there. I put all of these bubbles or something in there, all these smell goods, all kinds of shit, and I lay in it. I lay, like, depending on, if I lay on my back and I cross my legs in meditation, I float like a fucking lotus on top of the water, and I feel very weird when I do that. So typically I'll lay on my side in a fetal position with my nose and my mouth just above the water, staring at a candle, and I'll close my eyes or something. But then when I pull the plug, I feel all of this energy being pulled off of me. And then I stand up and I turn the water into not cold, because that would be shock, but cooler. And I'm washing off this hot water with cooler water. And that's usually the time when I'll wash my hair or something, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't do all that. I don't wash my body and sit in dirty water. I sit in the water and let the water absorb whatever's on me, and then I stand up and wash my body after. Usually, always. Like, that's usually how you should be taking a bath. Anyways, visit sacred springs and wells and drink the water, or meditate on images of a place. Healings have been reported by people who absorb the calming energy of the chalice well of Glastonbury. And that was Mother Cabrini's shrine. I talked about it. You can go up there and drink from her waters. I have tons of it. I should probably get some out of my car. I did not take my car up that hill. We know I have car issues, still. I haven't fixed that thing. Surround yourself with the color blue. Pick some blue flowers. Wear blue clothes. Paint a picture of blue ocean or other bodies of water, using the element of water to release any pain or negativity. Drink a glass of replenishing, nourishing liquid. There's all of this. Meditation for connecting with magic of water. Little Mermaid magic. Buy the book. I encourage you to. There's many stages to this. They're chaptered stages of healing. Chapters of it. I mean, solar strength. How to work with, the sun. Inner wisdom. How to tap into what I just want to point out that Seer one in this whole thing. Where's her name? I know it's in here. It's in there. Anyways, me. There's all kinds of levels to it. Rest and restore. Learning how to take care of your body and when to rest it. You literally, transforming your life. How to set boundaries. And then there's practice, there's magic practices. A pen, a paper, small sealable bag, honey and water. These ones are safe. I taught everyone. They're all safe. I wouldn't tell you not to do these ones. I'll tell you when I find something that's not good. You know what I mean? Beware of energy fucking vampires. Standing your own ground. Be brave enough to be honest. No is a complete fucking sentence. That's what I told my kids today. I'm not explaining a no. The answer is no. I don't have to tell you why the answer is no. It's just no. What was he talking about? Can I open the window? No. They have this whole building sealed. The answer is no, but why? I'm not telling you why. It's in the rules. I signed a piece of paper. We said we're not opening the windows. The answer is fucking no. Shit. Like, we could do this all day, but what if? But no. The answer is no. It's a no. It's a resounding no from the universe. It's a no. Sorry. Enchanting your everyday, honoring your grief. These are real things, bro. You're like, magic teaches. Yeah, bro, we were all about honoring yourself. True to you. I encourage you this. This is how I know Northwest. There's a teaching in here about it. I jumped all over her parents when we did this first teaching. What is it called? Practical Magic, an oracle for everyday enchantment. Got it? I encourage you to get it. So I'm not going to keep reading them. I mean, they're deep, dude. Did you hear them? They're fucking deep. I'm not doing chapter sessions unless I'm, in my community center. And that's what it is, too. I'm getting to a place where others will, I'll have a team that can teach you all this. I don't have to teach every part of everything. Because there's actually people that have studied most parts of it before I got here. I just have to, put my little 2 cents in it. I'm done, guys. I can't do this. We'll read about the Key of Light on next Sunday. I promise. That's going to be our light code. It's a good one. I don't know if you really want the light. I don't know if you really want the light. The light brings everything to light. Everything that was dark comes to light, whether you want it or not. Like, damn, God, why don't you just leave me alone? Why don't you just let me live my lie? Like my daughter. She didn't want to hear that she didn't look great. I didn't say you didn't look great. I said you could do better. Hey, I'm done. What the fuck are we going to call this one? Are we still in shadows? What do we talk about? Oh, my shadows? Your shadows? I cried. Did you cry? the biggest part of it is letting out these built up dirty waters that are holding it, that you're holding on to. All right. Hey, I love yous. Laters. Bye.